Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind scrappywife.com, and today I have a planner process for you. I want to show you how to make your own folders for your planners. This is my memory planner that I have started recently, and I am loving working in it, but I'm finding that I end up with a lot of little pictures as I'm developing them, and then I don't have a place to store them. And what I'm wanting to do is to create a folder in my memory planner that can kind of hold all the little pictures, some of the mementos, things like that that I'm wanting to include in my planner. So I thought I would make one and show you guys how I plan to do it. And then also this can be sized down to whatever planner size you have. And if you have the punch for your planner, of course, it can attach right in. So I will put you all on fast forward. As always, I will link any supplies I use down below. Otherwise, let's go. This is just such an easy way to make a custom piece for your planner that is exactly what you need. I am starting by trimming my paper down to 8.5 by 11 because that is what size will fit nicely in the big happy planners. And I'm going to use this page right here that says you're one of a kind. So cute. You can see I'm tracing it with my finger, trying to figure out I'm going to use this as my larger pockets. So what I will do is cut it down. I believe I went with 5.5 inches tall for the pocket. I felt like that would probably be deep enough. I'm cutting it to 8.5, so it's the width of the page. And then I'll just take my scissors and cut along this curve to create kind of a unique curve to the pocket. And what I realize in just a bit is that I actually cut off just a little bit more. It's not quite 8.5. I probably cut it down to 8.25 because I want the black and white hearts to show. I want the pocket to be adhered outside of where it's going to connect into my planner, if that makes sense. So I'm considering whether I want to put a pocket on the back. I decide, no, I don't think so. This is where I cut off just the extra little bit. And then what I'll do is go ahead and adhere that larger pocket on. The way I'm going to do that is just by adding a strong adhesive on 3 sides, the 2 right and left sides, and then of course the bottom, so that it still opens at the top. And I'll be doing something else in just a bit that will add some extra strength to that pocket, and you'll see that in a moment. So you can see I have that edge over on the left, and that's going to work out nicely because that's where my holes will be punched once I'm ready. Now you can see I'm flipping over. I'm trying to decide if I want to add another big pocket. I decide against it because what I do have are these small adhesive squares, and I look for these every fall in the Target dollar spot. I will try to link some different ones down below in case you're interested. These are so great in a craft room. They're meant for a classroom, for labeling different things within your classroom, but they work really great in your craft room as well. I have these picture frames left over from a previous project that were fussy cut out of some paper, I believe from the Marigold line from Crate Paper. I'll have to look that up. And I'm just adhering them on for decoration. I'm waiting on those clear pockets because I will adhere those after I do something else. So I have some tags, again from, I think that's the Marigold line. I'll double check. It looks like it's Crate Paper. And I'm going to use those on my paper because I'm also going to add some pockets on the back. These clear pockets are awesome, because they're clear, you can see what's behind them, and they're also just a really great size. Most of the pictures that I use in this memory planner are somewhere around 2 by 3 in there, and so they don't need a big pocket to get lost in. So these little pockets are really great, so I can kind of batch print my pictures. I do print them at home on my photo printer. I'll link that below if you're interested. I have the Epson PictureMate and I really like it, but I tend to print in batches and I don't always get to immediately scrap all the pictures that I've printed, which is why I was thinking this folder would come in really handy in helping me keep things organized. All right, at this point I am happy with my base layout, so I'm moving things out of the way and I'm gonna pull over my laminator. This is the Amazon Basics laminator. My husband actually got it for me for a Christmas present, and it's super easy. You just have these pockets that you open and slide your sheet into. So you can see I just pull it open, slide the sheet right in there, kind of center it as best I can, and then you just push it through and it kind of goes through on its own. Now I've sped this up a pretty good amount so that you don't have to watch the whole thing, but it goes through and melts the plastic all the way around, and I actually end up putting it through twice, and I'll show you how that works. So once it's all done, I pull it out and I'm going to trim off the edges. You don't want to trim right up next to your cardstock. You want to leave a little edge of the laminating material so that it can have a good seal to it. Clearing up that edge, and then what I will do is take my Happy Planner punch. Now if you're using a different, maybe spiral bound planner, you're going to want to choose a punch that works for your planner, and I know We Are Memory Keepers does have a spiral bound punch. Using some nice force there, cutting out the discs for my planner right there, and I have a couple little plastic pieces that were hanging off the edge, so I'm just going to make sure that those are cleared. And what I always do is send it through again, my laminator, just to make sure everything is sealed up really nicely once I had trimmed it out. And this has really helped my laminating stay together. So if you are laminating things for your planner, send it through twice. Once for the basic laminating, then once you've punched your holes and things like that, send it through another time. Now I just take a pair of scissors and I'm coming along the edge of this pocket right here, pressing very gently to tear that laminating, and now I have a pocket, and it's reinforced by the laminating and it's going to work great. I'm going to adhere my clear pockets right there. There's one, and then I'll add another one up here at the top. Once I get those down, then I will flip it over, add two more to the back, and so I have effectively made a folder that has 5 pockets that are available to hold pictures and pocket cards, ephemera pieces, mementos, things like that, that I have gathered and want to include in my memory planner, but maybe haven't had a chance to add in yet. So I have an extra couple of frames. I'm going to add a lot of adhesive to these because I want them to be really strongly stuck on, and then I'm going to put them on the front of these clear pockets. This gives me the opportunity to add a label to the front of these adhesive pockets right here, and I just couldn't add them on ahead of time before the laminating, or else those pockets would be sealed up within. So I have a few extra photos here. You can see how I kind of plan on using these as I flip it over, and then some extra journaling cards from the paper person that I have enjoyed, and I will put those right in here just as pieces that I know I want to include but don't necessarily have a spot for in my craft room. Last but not least, I am pulling out my P-Touch Embellish label maker. I love this label maker and I use it all the time in my craft room. I'm changing, it has a bunch of different fonts that you can choose. You can change the size and the style, all kinds of things. So changing up the font just a little bit, kind of to match the font that is in that paper, You're One of a Kind, and printing out a couple different labels. I'm going to print out labels for the top that are labeled pictures, just so I know what I had intended to be in there. And then I'll just add a few labels to the other sections as well. This makes it really clear. It prints out on clear sticker paper, so it will blend right in with that pocket. And adding another piece that says mementos for like programs or business cards or just other little pieces that I like to add into my memory keeping. In the back, I'll have spots for pocket cards, and then the bottom one I'm actually going to label ephemera. I know it's full of pocket cards right now, but I just want a space to include ephemera pieces that I pick up or that I notice I really want to include in my memory planning. And that completes my folder. I'm actually super pumped about it. I think it's really going to help me keep my little memory planner organized. I'm just going to pop it right in here at the front and it's ready to go. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I have linked all of the supplies I use down below, so make sure to check those out. Heads up, those are affiliate links. They really go a long way to supporting this channel. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.